what Trump was doing in Afghanistan, and in particular, the deals that Mike Pompeo was making with members of the Taliban, really flew under the radar because so many other horrific things were happening simultaneously. For example, the new leader of Afghanistan, Mullah Baradar, initially spoke with Trump in March 2020. Trump had a 35-minute phone conversation with him that Trump described as, quote, very good. This is a guy who the Trump administration got out of prison in 2018. He had been in there until the Trump administration applied pressure to release him. And I think people didn't really notice this because, of course, COVID was exploding at this time. Baradar later met with Mike Pompeo. This was the infamous meeting that was scheduled around the time of September 11th. They met on September 12th, 2020. Originally, Trump wanted to invite the Taliban to Camp David on 9/11, which, good God. And there was all sorts of other things, again, happening at this time. This is the run-up to the election. And so this was just sort of listed as, one more psychotic, anti-American, reckless, disgusting move by the Trump administration in terms of our foreign policy. But I think people should really look at what Pompeo is doing. He met again with the Taliban and with Baradar in November 2020. And then he went on, as we've described in previous episodes, this little Middle Eastern field trip to Israel multiple times, to Saudi Arabia, I believe to Qatar, over the course of the post-election period before the attempted coup. Well, I guess as the longer coup was going, but before the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, striking up all sorts of dirty deals. As we've mentioned before, Pompeo is currently working with the recently retired head of Mossad and with the former Secretary of the Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, one of the few people who lasted the whole Trump administration, as did Pompeo, first as head of the CIA and then as head of the State Department. They're now working together on what is, I believe, euphemistically being described as an investment fund.